Hi guys, I'm Hannah, and today is the second day of Book-Tube-A-Thon. It is well underway, and I have read nothing yet today. But I'm gonna do a video because I didn't do one yesterday, so I'll kind of combine today's and yesterday's into one and just get it all over with. So, to start with, yesterday I read a grand total of 3 books. I only finished one of them, because one of the books I read was A Dance with Dragons, but I just finished 2 pages in a chapter because I didn't want to end on a not chapter. So, that happened, and then right after that I picked up Le Petit Prince, or The Little Prince, and yes, I did read it in French. Thank you very much. And this book completed the Book with Pictures challenge. Yay! And this book, if you don't know what it is, I'm not going to talk about it because you've been living in a cave and you just need to go pick it up, because if I tell you anything about this book, it's either going to sound really stupid or it's just going to ruin everything for you, because anything that I tell you that doesn't sound stupid spoils it. Anything that I tell you that doesn't spoil it just sounds bad. So just go pick this up. It's not a children's book. It's super short. You don't have to read it in French. It comes in any language. I also have a German copy, and I think I have an English copy somewhere, but I've never read it in English because, let's be frank, I really don't think it would be as beautiful as it is in French. But this book you need to read if you have not, because I don't know where you've been. If you don't even know what this book is, then you can't be human. You just can't be a human. So, do that. Next, I read Eon, and I did not finish it. I'm about this far into it right now, about halfway through, almost getting there. And like I said, I haven't read much today, so this is the book that I'm going to be reading today, and it is the book that I read a lot of yesterday. And I want to take a moment to talk about it because I didn't know that I would love this story as much as I did. See, I picked up Eono, which is actually the sequel, at a bookstore, and then I looked for Eon for almost a year afterwards, and I ended up having to order it online. And by the time I did that, I had such a big TBR of like classics that I wanted to read, of other fantasies that I wanted to read. I had so many books that I needed to and had to read that I never got around to this book. And every time I'm like, oh, I'm gonna read a new book now because I haven't done the TBR thing in a while, I've looked at this book and I've been like, well, that could be a really fun read, but I've also been really wanting to read this other book, and so I've always gone for the other book. And finally, Book-Tube-A-Thon is pushing me to read this duology for that stupid series challenge. Actually, I'm really excited about it. So, I finally picked up Eon, and I am so amazed. Like, I thought this was going to be some, like, fun, fluffy little YA fantasy kind of read, and like you all know, I don't read YA that often. So, that was another reason I hesitated to pick this up, but it's not like that at all. The writing is actually a lot more sophisticated than I expected it to be, and I am finding that I am just loving this book. I'm not even halfway through, and already I'm so psyched out about the things that are happening. So, I'm going to try not to spoil it for you, but there's a girl whose name is Iona who pretends to be a boy, so her name becomes Eon, and she is trying to get into the Dragon Eye Circle, and the Dragon Eyes are a group of 12 people who each specialize in a dragon. So, you know, in the Chinese calendar there's like 12 animals, and they have a dragon that represents each of those animals, and each dragon eye is connected to a dragon, and she was part of a group of 12 boys competing to become the rat dragon eye. Well, a whole bunch of crap went down, and it turns out like everything got messed up, everything is all turned around, and she brought back a different dragon. So I'm gonna leave it there because even that is kind of a spoiler, but if you haven't read this and if you're thinking about reading it, then I would seriously consider picking this up, because I'm so excited about this story. I'm so mad that I haven't had a chance yet to read today because I want to know what happens in this book. So I'm gonna leave off here. I'm gonna go finish this book, and I will probably be back later with the challenge video. If not, I don't know, because I don't really have items on 3 books that I can go get. I mean, I can't really go get a dragon, or, you know, I could go get a little boy, I guess. I don't know. So I'll be back later with a challenge video. So, bye! Happy booktubing!